I mean, bam, we're live. I forgot to put myself in the podcast. I'm here. Nick Rodriguez, where are you, brother? Where are you? Okay, guys, I got to pay attention to this YouTube show. It's cool that my live on my Instagram is working. Yeah, just coffee. Yes. I will see you guys on the Sevan podcast if you want to continue this talk. Tell Danielle not to forget the milk. Yeah, I'm going to try to patch Danielle Brandon into this show at like the 1 hour mark because kind of just because I want to see what happens when you mix like Superman with Superwoman on the same podcast. Danielle Brandon is like, she's oozing Superwoman, and this guy, Nick Rodriguez, is oozing Superman. So I just kind of wanted to bring them together. I don't know. It's not like I'm trying to be Cupid or anything, but I just kind of want to see my own personal experiment, what that would be like. All right, guys, I'm going to go over to YouTube and see what's up with Nick Rodriguez. Discard video. My attention is undivided for the YouTube audience. All the notes for Nick Rodriguez almost didn't fit on 2 pages. I don't know. At the 1 hour mark, we got catfished at the 1 hour. I don't know what that means. Oh, there he is. Holy shit.
What's up?
Hey, Nick, good morning.
What's happening, buddy? Good morning.
Where are you?
Oh, can you see me?
I can.
Oh, I'm in the bathroom. Best lighting in the house, you know?
Did you pick up?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Did you have coffee yet?
No, not yet.
Do you want to go make a cup? I can hang tight.
No. Coffee's an occasional kind of deal.
It's a what?
An occasional kind of deal, not like an everyday thing. Yeah.
So coffee's a party drug for you?
Yeah, pretty much. Like instead of doing cocaine, I just go coffee and hit the club.
Damn.
Yeah.
Damn. You're a mom and dad's wet dream.
Yeah, apparently.
I have 3 little boys. Oh my God, I hope my boys talk like that. Holy shit. Are you in Austin?
Yeah, living in Austin full time.
By the way, my name's Sevan.
Nice to meet you, Sevan.
Nice to meet you.
All right.
Nice to meet you. I watched your podcast with Chambers and with Mark Bell. Fuck, those guys are good. Mark Bell picked you. If you're a piece of chicken, you're just the bone is left.
Yeah. Mark's good. Mark and Mr. Chambers, pretty good podcast. It'd be nice to do it in person one day. You know, maybe I'll fly out to Cali one day.
Or drive.
Or drive. It's kind of a hike, or drive. I did drive to Austin from Jersey, so it's about 25 hours.
Did you do that because you had a bunch of shit to take with you, or is it because you just didn't want to get on a plane?
No, I had like a beanbag and mattress and a bunch of shit from my other apartment. I had to drive on down.
I don't fly just because I'm a bitch. I'm not doing any of the. I'm gonna get in an argument with someone. I was gonna say a fight, but then I remembered who I was talking to. What the stuff I do isn't fight. It was more like a cat fight.
Oh, I see. Yeah, I'd much rather drive than flight. You know, if it's a 3-hour drive versus a 3-hour flight, I'd probably be on the road.
I was in the shower this morning, and you just rolled out of bed, so you didn't get your time to think in the shower. I was in the shower this morning, and I was doing my thinking, and I was thinking like, you know, all these words we have, they're just like, they just point at shit, right? Like if you sit on something, we call it a chair. If you call someone your brother, it's just some dude who came out of your mom's vagina. It's the same vagina you did. You know what I mean? They're just words that like describe this shit that we just don't want to say out in full sentences. And then I was thinking about like spanking. Like there's this word spanking, and it means like the kid got hit. But it really, like, and I have 3 boys. I know what a spanking is. A spanking is when the parent loses control and gets pissed, and you hit the kid.
Yeah.
Right? And then there's levels to that. Like my parents spanked me, but like it was like, hey, get the wooden spoon, and then I had to go get it, and then like they hit me once and I run away. Did you get spanked?
A couple times. I mean, I'm a fast learner, so I'm like, all right, I did something wrong to deserve this, so let's not do that again.
Yeah, kids are interesting like that. No, but isn't that weird? No matter what a kid does, you think you deserve it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right?
Sure.
Like you could have the most horrible shit happen to you in life, and you're like, fuck, I deserved it, because that's all you know.
Yeah. Life's pretty simple, man.
Yeah. Are your parents together?
Yeah, for sure. I come from a real good family, real close, tight knit family.
And what ethnicity are you?
Puerto Rican.
No shit.
Yeah, more Jersey than anything, but definitely Puerto Rican.
That's official now as an ethnicity,
Yeah,
Jersey.
apparently.
Are Puerto Ricans supposed to be big like you?
I don't know. I think I was in Puerto Rico. I was definitely the biggest guy out there. I mean, there was a few like bigger guys, but the island's kind of malnourished. Everybody over there just kind of eats real bad food, and they're pretty small people.
What are Puerto Ricans? You know how like Mexicans are basically Native Americans that got raped by Spaniards, and then they just like they're like, all right, that's not cool. Let's just give them a new name. And what are Puerto Ricans? What's the
I think they got raped by Spaniards as well. Spaniards, the French. Yeah, it's like a kind of it's a port, you know. So we have a bunch of different ethnicities that kind of mix together. You have all the colors over there, everything from as white as you get to as dark as you can get.
and are they little people? They're little.
I would say it's a wide variety. I'd say more wide. There are a lot of obese Puerto Ricans I've seen. I mean, I've lived there for like 6 months, and it was like a really unhealthy island. Like there weren't like fit people, a lot of greasy food and whatnot.
By the way, we're live, so there's all sorts of just comments pouring in. Someone suggesting this is the first interview from a bathroom. It's not. I don't know if that's true. It might be true. I interviewed Sam Apple, the author of a book, and he denied he was in the bathroom, but it sure looked like he was in the bathroom. And do you
Yeah,
know
I mean,
who do you know who Paul Saladino is?
no, I don't.
He's the carnivore MD.
Okay.
And he sells those
Um,
ancestral supplements. Or no, he sells the one Heart and Soil supplements. It's like basically organ meat in a pill.
is that GSP was doing something with that guy, right? Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Anyway, he lives in Costa Rica, and when I interviewed him, he was my first shirtless interview. The doctor came on. I put on a collared shirt because I was interviewing a doctor.
Yeah.
This fucking dude comes with no shirt on.
Oh damn! I thought it was gonna be the first shirtless interview.
No.
Maybe if I get on Rogan one day, I'll just pop the top. Maybe we'll get some reviews like that.
What? And you are going to be on Rogan soon. What's the guy's name who interviews with Mark Bell?
Oh, Nsima.
Nsima.
Yeah. Guy's jacked too. He's my height. He's like 6'3", but he's like 260 pounds. Massive guy, and he's natural. Like probably one of the best natty physiques I've seen.
How do you know that he talks about that? He says he's natural.
Yeah, he talks about it, and you. I mean, to me, I mean, I'm not an expert, but he looks like he's natural. I mean, he has like everything's really well proportioned. The skin isn't like all leathery and pimpled up and stuff, and I feel like guys that get to get on gear have like maybe they have huge shoulders and like small biceps or like big forearms and little wrists. I don't know. Like there's always something that's a little off. I'm not no expert. Just like I'm around guys that do a lot of that shit.
In what do they do? What do jiu-jitsu guys do? Like is it like the only thing I know is the old guys I know do what is it? Human growth hormone and testosterone replacement therapy. And then like one of the CrossFitters I know who got popped was doing SARMs. Is there like something that jiu-jitsu guys do, or like I know the Tour de France guys do that EPO. Is there something that like jiu-jitsu guys do?
If I had to guess, they probably do it all. I mean, there's no regulations. Like you're not supposed to do gear, but nobody tests these guys, so they just do whatever they want. I think it's like I don't care. Like most of the guys I compete against are on are on gear, but I think jiu-jitsu is so like such a technical sport that like a little bit of strength doesn't really matter. If you have the knowledge, that's what's going to win you the fight.
Amazing coming from the guy who stormed the scene with such limited knowledge, right?
Yeah, for sure.
So says the guy who was rolling with Gordon Ryan at 8 weeks.
Yeah, I went to the first ADCC. I had no idea what how to do any jiu-jitsu really. The only thing I was like, if I could get to the back, I know I could like finish these guys. But yeah, it's rough.
Do you know what ADCC stands for?
Abu Dhabi Combat Club.
Abu Dhabi Combat Club. Okay. I've watched like 100 videos now. Just going through your new channel. What is it? Count Films.
Yeah, count films.
Flow Grappling. I watched all the Daisy Fresh stuff. I watched all your stuff, anything I could find in you, and everyone just calls it ADCC. I'm like, you motherfucker. Someone needs to say the whole thing. Does anyone ever say that? Hey, what are you doing this weekend? Oh, I'm headed out to the Abu Dhabi. What is it? Something club?
Combat club.
Combat club. No one ever says the whole thing out loud.
No, it takes too much time.
So you're born in Jersey,
Mm-hmm.
and how many kids?
I have 2 older brothers and 1 little sister.
Oh, wait a second. Is Jay your brother?
Yeah, J-Rod Jacob is my little brother. I have 1 older brother, and then I have a little sister as well.
Oh, okay. I thought you said you had 2 older brothers. I was like, Jay's older than you? What the fuck?
Yeah, I think I did say that. It just came out a little wrong.
Okay. And so what's the oldest one? How much older than you?
He's 5 years, so he's like 30.
And your sister?
She is 10 years younger, so she's like 15.
All the same parents.
Yeah. Oh, my oldest we have the same dad. He's a half brother.
Wow, that's amazing. And then your parents are still together.
Yeah, super close. They love each other, which is hard to find, you know. It's good.
Yeah. And what city in Jersey was that in?
Clayton, New Jersey. It's in Gloucester County, far down south. It's like Cape May is the lowest point of Jersey, and we're like I don't know, 45 minutes from there. So real down south. A lot of farmland. Like North Jersey's real city, real heavily populated. Like I'm from a small town. My school graduated 75 kids when I graduated high school. So real small. So I was like determined to kind of see the world, get out there, you know.
And what is your dad, mom, and what do your mom and dad do? Their vocation?
Mom's a stay-at-home mom, and we're much needed because we're a very hyperactive, group of children. And dad flips houses for a living.
Oh, that's awesome. Do you know how to do that?
I mean, I've learned a ton. Like, when I grow up, since I could hold a hammer, I've been, helping dad out. Doing hardwood floors and sheetrock and concrete work. So I have a little bit of knowledge how to, work my way around some construction type stuff.
I think it's awesome. And then on the other hand, I don't think it's awesome. The house I live in, I bought for 1.2 million, and the guys before me bought it for 569 and then flipped it. And I was the guy who bought it.
Yeah.
Fucked.
Yeah.
I fucked so hard.
I plan on buying a house here in Austin, maybe in the next year or two, because the market's gonna blow up. But the plan is to buy a little beat up house and slowly but surely fix it up and make a profit off it and keep on flipping it like that.
Guys, if you have not seen this 40-minute documentary about Nicky Rodriguez, it's on YouTube. You can just type in Nick Rodriguez. It's like 42 minutes. It's all in black and white. It's beautifully shot. It's beautifully edited. There's something about it's funny to see him just at 2 minutes after he rolls out of bed. You have to see this, and you have to. This is not someone you want to not have experience. It doesn't matter if you're into BJJ or whatever the fuck you're interested in. You're a man of the robe or a CrossFitter. He's not normal. He's like the male version of Danielle Brandon. He reminds me. Do you know who Travis Bajent is? The arm wrestler.
The name sounds familiar. I do watch some arm wrestling on YouTube.
There's this. I made a movie a few years ago called Pulling John. Mm-hmm. If you get a chance, check it out. You'll like it. It's arm wrestling. I don't know how like combat guys think of arm wrestling because no one gets punched in the face or gets their arm broken. But Travis reminds me so much of you. And I called him the other day and I was like, dude, I'm going to and I sent him the video. He goes, oh yeah, I know who Nick Rodriguez is. I'm like, dude, he reminds me so much of you when you were 25.
Yeah, that's what's up.
You're just sure what's going to happen.
I mean, when I'm competing, yeah, I don't have any doubt. When I step onto the mat, I'm probably maybe people consider overly confident. Like I'm not even. Gotta be honest. So when I step onto the mat, I'm not really a human anymore. I kind of make a transition to something else. But I'm just a normal dude, outside of my grappling expertise for sure.
When you transition to that other thing, the first time that happens, are you like, what the fuck is going on? Who is this guy? When did
No.
you meet that guy?
Um, I guess it's a learning process to try to find out who I have to become when I'm on the grappling mat. Like, I've wrestled for a long time, in high school in Jersey, in college I did a year, and had hundreds of wrestling matches. And throughout the process, you learn what kind of mentality that you need before you're stepping on the grappling mats, and it's just yeah, like Mike Tyson says, he says he's a god before he steps out into the ring, and I like to embody something like this, something similar to that before my grappling matches. It's I think you have to have a balance. Like sometimes it's hard to shut off like that ego, when you're leaving practice or leaving a match. It's really important to be be kind of human, after the competition and what stuff and stuff like that, because it's not good to be a douche all the time. If you're just like your ego's up here and you're walking around and you're just walking around Walmart thinking you're the shit. It's really not the best way to live life.
I switched your name. Does that have your Instagram right?
Yes, it does. Thank you, around 247.
Um, it's interesting you say that because I have this note in here, and he goes, he leverages his ego marvelously. I pride myself on also being able to leverage my ego. Basically, by that I mean you don't care about being. For me, I don't care about being right. I need to get what I want,
Mm-hmm.
and um, so in that video, that's what's so awesome. Well, as I got to know you, that's what's so awesome. You're so humble, but you can see your ego is you're being humble because in the end you need to get the knowledge and the practice and the wisdom. You need to get somewhere.
Yeah, I don't think if you can learn if if your ego's on, if you're just yeah, if you think too much of yourself, it's hard to really learn it and understand that there's more knowledge to be learned out there.
My favorite part of the movie is when you beat the guy. I forget his name. I think maybe his name is Cyborg. He's pissed, and you walk by him and you're holding water and you're with is that guy your coach? What's that guy's name? Is his name Jay?
Yeah, Jay Regalbuto. Yeah, he's my coach.
Yeah. Are you still friends with that guy?
Yeah, for sure. We talk all the time.
Yeah, that guy seems like a cool dude to have with you at an event like that.
Yeah, most definitely the best.
You walk by that guy and he says something like, "Good job, but you didn't win." And there's a split second there where your body turns around. It's like I just love that to look at him. And you're basically like, "What did you say?" But it just reminds me of like just a big aircraft carrier that has to turn around and point all its guns at something. And it's like you just come so present. Do you remember that moment when he said
Oh
that?
yeah,
And
yeah,
just
for
that
sure.
feeling, because you were saying about how you have to turn your ego off as you come off the mat. Is that like you're transitioning from the Hulk to Bruce Banner, and then all of a sudden something pricked the Hulk again? It's like, oh, really?
Yeah, very similar transition. So I'm slowly, I'm walking off the mat and just carrying my shit. I'm like, all right, good. Wait, let's get ready for the next match. He walks by and he's like, good match, but you didn't win. I armbarred you. And I just remember like dropping my stuff and I'm like, we can go right now. Like we can do it again right now.
That's what it looks like.
So yeah, don't like, I don't know. It's kind of disrespectful for like you expect somebody that's been around the sport and preaches being humble and humanity to be like understanding of his loss, And I dominated the whole match. I every time everything that happened in the match, I initiated and then I finished the sequence in a dominant fashion. So like for somebody like that to say that to me, it was just like it kind of burned me up inside. But yeah, in the moment, I was like, all right, I guess I have to fight this guy right now. But it was definitely not that deep.
In jiu-jitsu, when a guy throws himself on the ground like that and sits on his butt, gets on his back, is that called pulling guard even if they don't pull guard on you? What is that
Yeah,
called?
it's called pulling guard because you're pulling open guard. There's open guard, closed guard. Yeah, so he pulls guard.
So what if a guy does that, like you approached him and he went to his back, but you hadn't even touched him? What if you just stood there?
Then he would probably try to scoot forward and to your legs or something like that.
So
pull
he
you
would scoot
down.
around like one of those dogs that's like that like with itching his butt.
Yeah, it's kind of a I don't know. I think it's a lazier way to go about the match. But people are set in their ways, and a guy like Cyborg is known for like being on top and being aggressive. But like against a guy like me, he's just kind of shut down. So he gets really intimidated.
It's just so that's such a weird. I mean, and I go to I'm today after I get off the phone with you, I'm going to go to my 4th jiu-jitsu tournament with my kids, and that's just something I just don't. I guess because I don't understand all jiu-jitsu that well, even though I sit in jiu-jitsu classes for fucking God knows 10 hours a week just watching. It just doesn't make sense to me that's
Honestly, it's easier
it's
to
so
submit
weird.
somebody. It's easier to submit an opponent from bottom position. You have a lot of different entries. It's like because you're
But then
making a
why does the
guy.
guy on top engage? If that's the truth, what you're saying, then why wouldn't you just be like, hey, dude, get the fuck up? You know what I mean? Or just like,
Yeah,
but no
yeah.
one ever does. Everyone's like, all right, that guy's on his back. I'm going to engage him.
Yeah, I think the culture of jiu-jitsu is based around pulling guard. Like
Okay.
people kind of think of jiu-jitsu as like the Royce Gracie or the Gracie's time where everybody was just pulling guard and winning these UFC fights. And the sport changes a bit, like I think in my division, the heavyweight division, the best guys are the top players. So that's kind of why I had an advantage because I was like, there's no way these guys could get on top of me because of my wrestling background and how efficient I am. So I think just the culture in general, it's people are accustomed to pulling guard, and pulling guard does have its value, especially if you're a leg locker or you're maybe you're really good on bottom. I think people are scared of getting taken down, so they eliminate that by pulling guard and playing it safe.
So it really is a cultural thing too. Like once someone does that, you have to engage them.
Yeah, there's a few like there's a lot of big differences between like American wrestling and then jiu-jitsu. Like for instance, the takedown. When somebody shoots on you in wrestling, we teach you to sprawl. Somebody shoots on you in jiu-jitsu, they teach you to break fall. And it's like, why would you teach somebody to concede a takedown? There's no fighting. You take a shot and the guy falls on his back and slaps the mat. That's considered a break fall, and that's like the first day of jiu-jitsu class. That's what they try to teach you, and it just never made any sense to me. So definitely, it's a cultural ordeal.
Is your teaching interfering with your training? I mean, you're doing a lot of teaching now, right?
No, I mean I only teach like 1 day a week, maybe two here and there. So no, it doesn't interfere at all. And even when I teach, it's like teach for 30, 45 minutes. And I only teach the shit that I need to work on. Like if I'm having trouble or I'm thinking about a move, like I'll teach that. That way I can work myself through it, help the class understand it, and then get to rolling at the end of the class. So it's not like we teach and just watch. We teach, we drill, we roll with our students and keep it rolling. Like we have like 5 or 6 guys that teach throughout the week. So it's me, it's Craig Jones, it's Damian Anderson, Isaac Mitchell, Nikki Ryan, and Nick Ortiz, and then Ethan Krellisein's in Canada right now, but he'll be down in a couple weeks and he'll be teaching as well. So we have a great split where everybody only has to teach once or twice a week, and we just cruise, man.
Oh, really? All the guys only teach once or twice a week.
Yeah, so you're not so it's a really interesting thing because like most academies they have 1 or 2 instructors and you just have the same instructor all the time. So here we constantly have different people teaching, and it's world class guys at that. There's no like Flow Grappling called us the #1 gym in the world, and at B Team we have it's true we have like 5 guys that are ranked in the top 10, and I think that's kind of undeniable.
Yeah, that's that. So is it kind B Team is the name of the studio?
Yep, B Team Jiu-Jitsu.
And is that you guys just kind of making fun of yourself because you came from the A team?
Yes, it's a like a heavy contradiction because we call ourselves a B team, but we're really all the varsity players from DDS.
Right. And why did what did you call it? BD?
DDS is Danaher Death Squad. It was our old team name.
And is that's gone? When you left, they changed their name. They got a different name now too, with
Yeah,
whoever's left over there.
I think they call it New Wave now, New Wave Jiu Jitsu, but they don't even have like an academy. They have like a friend that has some mats and they drill on there and stuff. So they don't have a school or nothing like that.
And who came up with that name, Danny here Death Squad?
I don't know who came up with it, but it fit really well, man. It was like it was catchy. People knew us for being DDS, Danaher Death Squad, and man, it was around for a while and fucking did some damage with DDS for sure.
And you basically just the version I heard on Mark Bell, I think, is you got into jiu-jitsu because you were in modeling. You were doing it to stay lean, to sweat. After 2 weeks, you got hooked, and after 8 weeks, you were already over with your first match with your first class with guys over at DDS.
Yeah, about 8 weeks. So at the end of the second week of training, my first week of training, I did a tournament, and it was against black belts, and I just destroyed everybody. And I mean, I must have ran up the score. It was like 85 points to 0. And so what is it even competitive? And granted, these were just like, hobbyist black belts. So soon after, about the 8 week mark, I started training with John Danaher in New York City at Henzo Gracie, and I really saw like heavy progress. Like I was one of the worst guys in the room as far as technicality goes. So every round was really hard for me. And man, it just elevated my game tremendously. I have hard rounds with regular guys, and I go train with guys like Gordon Ryan and then Craig Jones, and just kind of repeat the cycle every day. And yeah, man, it made me tough, and made me good, and it made me have to learn.
It's funny. I keep wanting to go back to you being raised at home as a little kid, but you keep saying all this shit that makes it so I can't. So you sign up for jiu-jitsu. Why do you go in the tournament against the black belts? Like, so you're saying you went in this tournament and you were a white belt and you went against black belts. Who let you do that? Like, weren't they like, no, you can't do that. You have to be in here with the white belts.
So there's an open, the tournament that I did, I think it was called Grappling Industries, my first tournament, and it was called it's like an open division, to where it's no belts, no weight classes, just completely open. So I signed up for it and just gave it a go, and just beat up everybody. I did a Naga soon after that at expert level, because they don't, in Nogi, they don't say like white belt, blue belt. They say like, what's your level? Are you expert, intermediate, and something like that. So I just clicked expert, and gave it a go. It was, I mean, again, like
Does Jay tell you that? Is that where you meet Jay at? Sorry to interrupt. Is that where you meet Jay? You're like, hey, I'm a model. I want to lose some weight. And Jay's like, sure, sign up, sign here, sign the waiver. That's where you guys met?
So I start my first training session of jiu-jitsu was at South Jersey BJJ. In South Jersey BJJ, I was rolling for like a day or two, and then Jay Regobuto, he was a coach there, sees me practicing. He's like, okay, you should come to my 6 a.m. class. I'm like, whoa, 6 a.m. That's getting a little crazy here. So I was like, all right, whatever. I just woke up early. I popped in there, and he showed me some stuff, and I was doing well against their toughest guys. And he's like, oh, you should compete on the weekend. I was like, all right, no problem. Second week, I competed.
Now, why well. Why no problem? Because you've been competing your whole life. Like, you've already done played football or wrestling in high school, or so competing's no big deal to you?
Yeah. I had so many wrestling matches, so I was like, all right, no problem. And I'm confident. Like, I was like, there's no way there's normal people. Like, I'm an athlete. I'm a very I'm faster than most. I'm stronger than most, and I understood my differences from these regular like hobbyists. So
how old were you at this point?
21.
Okay, and so also you're in that your body's just fucking pumping out testosterone. I mean, I think I remember what it's like being 21. It's awesome.
Yeah. No, yeah, for sure. I'm definitely, I'm not in my prime yet, but every year I feel like I get better, bigger, more dense, more defined.
But your body's firing on all cylinders. You're 21, like you're turning into a man.
Yeah, exactly. So I was, I was confident going out there, and man, I like every time I practice. I mean, I was going against black belts in practice, and I was just having no problem beating them. So I was like, all right, let's do a competition. And then, after some research, I learned about DDS and guys that were making money doing jiu-jitsu. I was like, all right, I mean, am I going to like try to get like a regular job or see where this grappling stuff can go? And I knew like once I started jiu-jitsu that it was either I was never going to train it or I was going to train it every day. And I just chose to do it every day.
Just like that. And not, are you just kind of just a go with it guy? Like, you don't put a lot of thought into things. Are you more like Forrest Gump, or are you like, I feel like my life, all my success comes because I'm like a Labrador or Forrest Gump. I just chase, there's the ball. I'll just chase it till I get it.
I take every opportunity that comes my way. If it makes sense for me, I'll give it a try. Like I feel like time is the most valuable thing you can offer somebody. So anytime I find opportunity, I was like, all right, I can give this a go. Like coming from a small town, I knew that I had to meet people in order to kind of find my way. So I met Jay Rigabudo, and then I started as soon as I started grappling, I started meeting guys that are making money in the sport and talking to them and seeing that like they're not that much different than me. Like I can definitely do this stuff. So meeting guys like Tom DeBlass at tournaments and talking to guys like Gordon and Gary Tonin, kind of gave me confidence, understanding that if I get some of these simple accomplishments, along with a social media following, I can make this more profitable and live by it.
I appreciate what you said. Time is the most valuable thing you can give, and I hope you know that I take the time that you give me so fucking seriously, and I put in a ton of work, and I crazy appreciate it. I know you weren't asking for that, but I'm just telling you that's how I feel about all my guests. It's like, holy shit, I want to make sure they leave here and like that there was some growth, that they're not like, fuck, that was a waste of time.
No, I appreciate that.
Yeah. And I was also tripping on this. Usually your audio, the worst place anyone could go to do an interview would be a bathroom. Your audio is better than some people who have studios.
Hey, what can I say, man?
It should sound like you're in a fucking tin can. Okay, I'm gonna go way. I'm gonna get us back on track here. But this guy Dylan Val, who in his picture is climbing a rope, and it's fucked up because this guy sends in money all the time, and all I do is stare at his ass. I mean, because it's just that picture. I'm always like, is his ass hungry? Is it eating his? But he needs to change his picture. He's making me too ass conscious. Anyway, he says, what's going to happen between Craig Jones and Cowboy? Craig Jones is one of your training partners, and is he talking about Cerrone?
Yeah, Cowboy Cerrone. They have a combat jiu-jitsu match. So it's a no-gi grappling match, but there's palm strikes. So like,
oh yeah, watch some of that. That shit is crazy.
Yeah, it's pretty sick. So like, if you're standing up, you can't hit, but as soon as you get to the ground, you can finish guys with your palms. And I mean, I don't think Craig is going to pull guard just because he can't get smacked, and I don't think Craig wants to get smacked. So I think he wrestles with Cowboy a little bit, probably does his best to put him down, and he either submits or tries to finish him in palm strikes. The thing, it's hard to go. It's like if the roles were reversed. If Craig goes into a cage, it's like this is a little chance that he's going to beat Cerrone, but same vice versa. It's Craig's world for sure, man. And props to Cowboy for stepping up, man, because it's a different battle in there, and I think Cowboy's looking for some fun. This isn't like he's not gonna make $1 million from this fight. It's just something to do and something to kind of feed that ego or feed that drive that he has.
When is that?
I think December 9th.
And that's the guy. He was in your documentary too. The little guy, something. Eddie, is an Eddie Bravo thing?
Eddie Bravo, yeah. Eddie Bravo runs that.
Okay, are you going?
No, it's in Cancun. I'll be in Austin for that.
Do you like to travel?
I don't mind traveling. I'd rather not fly if I don't have to, but I have it's hard for me to leave Austin. I've only been here for a few months, but the food's fantastic. The people are nice. I have everything. I have great training here. It's sunny all the time. We have hiking trails. We can hit the lake and go wakeboarding. Everything I need I want is in Austin. So it's hard for me to kind of leave home,
Do you have a girlfriend?
Yeah, I do.
And she's not in any of your social media?
No, I keep my private life private. Social media is for me. Social media is a means of building my brand and making money, and I'm probably a bit of a jealous guy, to be honest. So keep that solo,
Wow, you are a bit of a jealous guy.
I mean, I make sure that I set my life up so I don't have to be jealous,
Right.
Like I couldn't have a girlfriend that trained jiu-jitsu. It'd fucking drive me crazy. I couldn't do it. Because
of just dudes on top of her and just all over her. And
yeah, for sure. I mean, it's the thought about that makes me cringe a little bit.
Is she jealous?
I mean, I think everybody's jealous, but I mean, as long as you can't have a relationship where you're making somebody jealous, it's not like a healthy way to go about it.
I thought for sure you were going to say you don't have a girlfriend because just in relationship to what you said about coffee and just the stuff that I heard you say on Mark Bell and some of the stuff you said here, that you're just singularly focused and that would just be a major distraction.
No, I mean, if it was a distraction, I definitely wouldn't have a girlfriend. You know, I don't do anything in my life that doesn't benefit my future. So like, you know, she helps me out with telling cleans the house. She cooks for me. Like, you know, I need that though having those tasks done really benefit my life and my future because it saves me time from for you know other things.
So you're a team.
A team, yeah, like yeah, for sure, definitely a team.
How about the trash? Does she take the trash out or do you take the trash out?
No, I take the trash out
Yeah,
for
I take
sure.
the trash out too. My wife does
Yeah.
a lot of shit, but for some reason I take the trash out. Do you have to go in like a dark alley or anything like that where you live?
No, I'm so in Austin, right? I'm not used to this, but in Austin, they try to charge you every month for taking your trash out. Like in Jersey, we just pay taxes, and they pick up a trash. So I literally put my trash in the bed of my truck, and I drive it. When I drive to practice, I put it in the dumpster right next to practice, and it's only like $50 a month for them to pick up my trash, but it's the principle. I'm like, I can't think about giving these guys $50 a month to fucking pick my trash up. I pay taxes. The fucking city should be doing this for free. It's more of a stubborn thing, but I don't mind it. I mean, I just walk to my truck. The dumpster's right next to my truck when I park for practice, so it's all good.
I appreciate the dedication. Plus, it's a good practice, so you stay with the everyman. You stay at the soil level.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
Oh, where did you meet your girlfriend at?
Dude, I met her at Home Depot. I was working at Home Depot when I was like 18 or 19. Met there and just been cruising ever since, man.
And you tell a great story. I have a story very similar to that, a little different. You would go to work and you'd look around and you'd be like, dude, I could beat everyone up here.
Yeah, for sure. I remember like just I was mixing paint at Home Depot for a little bit, and I was just like, everybody in here. The first thing I thought when I saw a person was like, I could beat the shit out of this guy, and I soon found out that that wasn't normal thinking. Most people don't process information. Yeah,
Hey, let me tell you, I think it's totally normal. You're just in touch with it. I think every single dude knows I can beat him up. I can't beat him up. I can beat him up. I can't beat him up. And the same thing with girls. I think every single dude goes, I want to have sex with her. I don't want to have sex with her. And I know as bad as that sounds, it's what we're here to do. In the most superficial sense, we're here to mate and then protect our kids and the woman. And I don't know. I think you were just really in touch with it. You haven't had it deprogrammed out of you. That's the kind of shit they want to deprogram out of you. And it's not like you were acting on it, right? You weren't like.
No, I'm not acting. I'm just observing. Like I could definitely, I don't know. I think it was just normal for me. If I see any guy, I'm just like, I could, if this is the wild, you're dead, man.
If this is what?
If this is the wild, you're dead, man.
Right. You either work for me or you're dead.
Yeah, exactly.
You either stand guard at the cave while I'm sleeping, or I kill you. When I was 34, I started doing CrossFit, and I started realizing that holy shit, everywhere I went, it was kind of the opposite of fighting. I was like, hey, I could run away from anyone in here. But it's still a survival mechanism. Yeah. Don't laugh at me, Nikki. It's still a survival mechanism. But I'm just like now, and now it's even worse, right? I'm 49. It's 15 years later, and just everyone, like, I live in one of the fittest cities in the world, like you, and it's still half the people are obese and just piles of just shit, treat their bodies horribly. And I just walk into a Starbucks and I'm like, my God, like if the cold comes in here, everyone's dead.
Yeah.
like.
I'm a fan of the CrossFit culture, to be honest. I got a chance to meet and hang out with and work with Jason Khalipa a little bit, CrossFit world champ. And then he told me a lot about the world of CrossFit. Like I always thought it was about lifting heavy weights and, stuff like that. But it's really about like being well-rounded in the fitness world. Not only can you put some numbers up, but you can run a few miles. And I like the fact that these guys are jacked, right? They have insane physiques, but they also are in shape. Like they're not bodybuilders where they have these crazy muscles, but they're tired from 10 minutes on the Stairmaster. So I've always been a fan of people that look like they're in shape, but can actually use their body.
It is weird to see some of these strongest men in the world. Like do you know what a sumo deadlift is?
Yeah.
You picked, okay. The guy's deadlifting 700 pounds, but he barely has the flexibility to reach down and grab the bar. And at some point you're like, dude, I'll just run across the street and grab a stick and come back and beat you. Like what? You can't
Yeah.
even, like, you can't tie your shoes. Yeah, it's some weird shit.
Yeah, for me, being a man means, can you win a fight? That's always been my, like, regardless of how you look, what you do, can you beat a lot of these guys up? And that's always kind of been my mindset.
It's interesting. There's these two terms. There's this term gender, and there's this term sex. And sex means like your penis and your vagina, and
Mhm.
gender is just like made up shit, like what you just made up.
Yeah, I
And-
tried to. So in Instagram, there's like a thing where you can put like a pronoun,
yeah,
and I tried to change it to like beast or like something crazy
right.
because I see that like the pronouns are just like whatever you want to be. So I was like, if social media can let me do something cool, I would try. But it was definitely a heavy fail.
But they didn't let you do it.
No, I think I tried like warrior or something something cheesy just to see if it would work. And yeah, it didn't work at all.
Isn't it funny that thing is probably just to make people feel better and acceptance, but not people like you?
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
Oh my God, that is well. So people like whenever I see a bathroom sign and it says all genders welcome, I'm like, well, of course all genders are welcome. Gender's just made up in your head, and people would act, like, I don't even know what gender I am. I know what sex I am. I'm man, but I like that definition of if you're gonna make something up about your gender, that's a good one. What was it again that
I think I
you're
said beast or monster,
no, but
something like
before
that.
that, it was like, hey, your definition of being a man is being able to beat up other men.
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I like that. And it's not, you say it so casually, it's not even violent. It's just that,
Well, I don't mean it violently. I just mean in the aspects of control. Like how well as a man can you control a situation? I feel like that's being a man in itself. Are you able to calmly, collectively, understand, assess what's going on, and take control of it?
I'm trying to think. I had a UFC fighter on here. Who was it? Damn. They were basically like, hey, at the end of the day, it kind of doesn't matter what someone can or can't do to you. I want to see if I can find this. If you can beat them up, like that's it. That's like, you can beat them up. And there's like, no, it doesn't matter if they have more money than you. It doesn't matter like if they have a prettier girlfriend than you. Like, they know it, you know it. Like I can
Yeah,
beat you up. That's the top of the pyramid. There's not like, you can't make fun of me now. You can't like, hey, I can beat you up. And I was like,
yeah,
oh,
yeah, for sure. Because anybody can wield a gun. But you put a gun away. What can you do with your body? What can you do with your two hands? I feel like that's very important. A lot of people kind of miss out on that aspect of life.
trying to think, who was that? How far back do I have to go? You probably don't know who this guy is. He's at Bellator. His name is Dalton Rosta, Rosta. He's 5-0 over there at Bellator. Does that name ring a bell?
No, no, never heard of them. I
Okay.
don't I don't know I don't know too many Bellator fighters though.
Did you watch the fight last night? The fights?
UFC fight. I know that Sean Brady won.
Yeah.
Yeah, tough guy, man. He's from my area, from Philadelphia. We trained a little bit together.
Oh, you have, so you know him.
Yeah. I know him. I know him. Been around in the same gym and whatnot.
Yeah. I think he's 15-0 now.
Yeah, guy's tough, man. Scrapper.
Yeah, crazy. And then did you see the post-price interview where he kind of got into it a little bit with Daniel Cormier?
No, I didn't. What was that about?
I guess Daniel forgot his name
Oh man.
and he called him out on it. But I think it was more lighthearted. He said,
Yeah,
that was
yeah.
disrespectful. You forgot my name. But it's like, dude, Daniel Cormier looks like he just eats donuts all day. His brain might not even be functioning perfectly anymore.
Yeah, guys. I mean, fuck. It's crazy that you cannot be chiseled out of granite and still just beat guys up. That's amazing to see.
Or once you know, like, could you ever see yourself letting yourself just go?
I think about it sometimes, like if I want to be like old and out of shape, but I think I want to be like a super fit old guy. Like when I'm like 60, 50 years old, it'd be nice to have like abs and people be like, look at this old fuck. Like he's old, but he's shredded. He's in shape. His body's well. I like to think of like fitness as not as less of a diet and more like a lifestyle. Like I try to add on years to my life. So me getting out of shape, I'd be even if I can get an extra year or two out of life, a healthy extra year or two out of life, then I'm all about eating right and working out, man.
By the way, your quality, if you don't do that, your quality of life will plummet.
Yeah, definitely.
Like being overweight is like, unfortunately, once you're overweight, probably that's all you know. But being overweight is like your whole quality of life. And so if you're 60 years old and you're 50 pounds overweight, your life is fucked.
Yeah,
I mean, relative to mine or yours.
even simple things like sleep, like being overweight or just not eating right has effects on everything, man. So I think even like getting outside sometimes, getting some sunshine, getting your feet on the ground has a big difference in your quality of life.
Will you go a whole day without putting a shirt on?
I mean, honestly, in Texas, yeah, I mean, I'll just walk my dog around the corner, take him back home, drive to practice, no shirt. I put a rash guard on to be on the mats, and that's about it, man.
And how about shoes? Will you go a whole day with no shoes too?
Yeah, I mean, I'll go a long time without shoes. I honestly only wear I have a pair of Vans that I put on, but no socks. I'm not a fan of socks. I'll wear sandals or Crocs throughout the day, and then I put Vans on for the lifting. That's about it, man. I would lift barefoot if
Yeah,
there's a
why
gym.
don't you?
Well, I if there's a gym that would let me, I'm all about it. But when I was in Puerto Rico for the past year, I lifted every day barefoot because it was at my friend's garage. So like I'd go days without shoes.
Yeah, I only wear shoes if I have to. I do all my I even do don't and I do rope climbs. I wear shoes,
Yeah.
but even the assault bike or rowing or all that shit, deadlift, whatever, I barefoot.
I don't even think shoes are that good for you. Like how narrow they are. Your feet are supposed to spread out and be nice and wide, and shoes are just like meant to narrow your toes and feet together, and it's probably not the best for you.
No, it's fucking horrible. Are you gonna have kids?
Yeah, I'll probably have a lot. I feel like it's selfish to keep these superior genetics to myself. Spread them around.
Do you does your current girlfriend have good genetics?
Oh yeah. She's I would say like a power lifter genetics, real strong lady for sure.
So you're in Home Depot, and why did you get a job there?
My dad worked there for a little bit, and my dad's a workhorse. He's a 7 day a week kind of guy. If he literally worked from like 4 a.m. to like 1, and then he'd drive to Philly and go work on his houses, and then go back home and just restart the whole day. So I kind of grew up with that kind of keep going mentality. What was your question again?
So he worked there, and so you're like, okay, I'll get a job there. He told you, hey, you should come work here.
Yeah, because I was just like, I was. It was the year after my first year of college, and I kind of knew I wasn't going back because like I did everything I could in the wrestling world. Like I worked my way up to be the best guy in the practice room. So I was like, all right, I need to find a new practice room. So I'm looking for other colleges and stuff, and I made some verbal commitments to another school, and then that summer I started working at Home Depot, and at the same time I simultaneously found some. I signed with a modeling agency called Wilhelmina in New York City, and I started posting every day on social media. I was like, all right, I see people making money on social media that look, half as decent as I do. Like I could definitely make this happen. So I commit to social media. I'm like, all right, I'm gonna make a post every day. I start working at Home Depot just to make some money. I think I was working at Home Depot and working at Public Works as well a couple days a week. Like
What's Public Works?
Public Works are the guys that go around their town. They cut the high school soccer fields. They cut the grass around the city and shit like that. Yeah, so super easy, simple job. And yeah, Home Depot was cool. I'm not a guy to take orders. Like it's really hard for me to like. Again, goes back to the ego where like you have a boss like telling me what to do, and I'm like, I could fucking kill you right now if I wanted to. Like, don't talk to me, But that's being young and naive and yeah, just not the right way. Not the best mindset to be in a retail store, So I wasn't the best employee for sure. I was actually late every day. Like I think I was there for like I was at Home Depot for like 6 months, and I might have racked up like 60 latenesses. It was rough.
And did you do that on purpose to make a statement like "fuck you, you can't tell me what to do. I'll come in when I want," or it was just sloppy?
It's just how I live my life. I was even late to the interview.
Okay, wow.
Yeah, like even in practice, like I mean, I would show up to John's class like 30 minutes late, like every day, and it was just like just accustomed to it. I don't know. I feel like I set the standard of being late from day one, so people just knew I was going to be late.
Um, it, two questions. Is that why you were such a good fit there when you went there? Because you needed to be around some dudes that you didn't think you could beat their ass?
Yeah, I needed to be not the best guy in the room. I trained at so many jiu-jitsu academies looking for got people that were better than me. Like I went to South Jersey BJJ, went to Grindhouse which is run by James Booth in Pennsylvania. Ricardo Almeida's I trained at, Tom DeBlass's, and it was just me searching for better competition, people that were better than me. And finally, I get up to Hensel Gracie, and I'm getting beat up, tossed around by these guys. I'm like, all right, this is the place I need to be. So like, it wasn't close either. I had to drive 3 hours one way to get to practice, and then 3 hours back. So
And only 35 miles too, right?
yeah, no, it was 135 miles.
Oh, it was. Okay. Okay. I
Yeah,
was being serious. I thought it was like 35 miles. Okay. So it was far.
yeah, it was 135 miles one way, but you get the New York City traffic. So like in Jersey, I'm good, and then I get to the city, and 1 mile could take you 30 minutes. So yeah,
So
it's rough.
sometimes you'd be in the car for 3 hours and be just 5 miles away and then be another hour to get there.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. I mean,
Oh,
it took
fuck that life.
you
Fuck that
usually
life.
usually the way I did this for a whole year and a half. About five. Originally, it was 3 days a week, and then I started making money with jiu-jitsu, and that was like 6 to 7 days a week. And I would drive. I'd spend like 6 hours in the car, but sometimes on the way home, it would take me like 5 or 6 hours because of a traffic jam or like something like that. So it was a headache every day, man.
Would you listen to audiobooks?
Yeah, I do some audiobooks or like podcasts. That podcasts are easy. Just put them on cruise.
And when what do you remember any of the audiobooks? Did you listen to like the self-help books or fiction or?
I did. I think the only book I listened to was Art of War, and something called Relentless. It's like it's a book by Kobe Bryant's like a mentor or something like that. Yeah.
Do you have any time to listen to that stuff anymore? Do you listen to podcasts or books anymore? Or is your day just full?
I mean, my day's full, but like, yeah, if I do listen to anything, it's usually a podcast. When I'm walking the dog, I have a podcast on, or I'm driving to practice. I have like a 30-minute drive to practice, and I do that on purpose because I think it gives me some mental clarity just to plan my practice or plan my day. So I don't mind a little 30-minute drive, put a podcast on and cruise.
Meaning you found the location for the B team gym, and then from there, like, okay, I need to live about 30 minutes from here.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Like I had the option of being like right there where it's like a 5-minute walk or a 10-minute drive. Um, but I like first of all, I like being out. Like I'm in development right now, a housing development. But there's farmland everywhere, and eventually I like to buy a piece of land where I could just do whatever I want.
This guy's out of his fucking mind. You're out of your fucking mind. I bet money Ben Askren pins Nick in the first period. You're fucking
Yeah.
crack.
I'm a bit bigger than Ben. I actually got to meet Ben. He did some content with Lex Friedman at B Team at our studio, and I got to talk to Ben for a little bit. And he's not a jiu-jitsu guy at all. He's more of a brute strength kind of guy. He's like a bulldog choke kind of guy. Get up in there and squeeze your head off. Bro, super nice, super knowledgeable too. I saw like how he was moving and talking to Lex Friedman. I was like, this guy knows a ton of wrestling.
Is it at all odd for you the way you've just stormed onto the scene? So let me rephrase that. There's never this, people talk about overnight success, and like then everyone who's like, there's never been overnight success. But from the outside, it does look like that, right? Like you're not on the radar for a bunch of people, and then all of a sudden you're on the radar. You're everywhere. Their YouTube algorithm won't stop bringing you up. Is
Yeah,
that the way it feels to you, or?
I had no, honestly, it just feels like I'm a normal dude that has a lot of friends. Like it's cool to go out and have like randomly when I'm getting like an acai bowl or something. People are like, oh, like you're Nicky Rao, like what's up, bro? I think that's fun and it's cool. But again, I'm not like I don't know. I guess I don't take shit to heart. Like I can never see myself being the guy. It's like, oh, like I don't want any pictures or shit like that. Again, I'm not that fucking Joe Rogan like superstar status. I'm sure it gets a little crazy up there. But I mean, the small niche that I'm in, it's fun, man. Everybody I meet that knows me is friendly, and they're just happy for my success, and it's a good community that I'm in, man.
Well, also right now, it's all people who are kind of at the top of the food chain who know about you, right? You haven't really dribbled down to the masses yet. It's like clearly, obviously, Joe Rogan knows who you are. Clearly, I mean, Gordon Ryan knew who you were in the fucking first 8 weeks of your fucking jiu-jitsu career. I mean, you're top down. You're not. You're a lot of people. Actually, I don't even know. I was gonna make the comment. A lot of people's success starts from the bottom. Who the fuck am I? What do I know? But it is top. Like
I had
a lot of blue check marks, for lack of a better word, and fuck those guys. Know who you are.
I had a lot of success early on. I'm sorry.
I mean, Luke Rockhold called you out in 2019. That is weird.
Yeah, pretty crazy. We had a match, right? And I was like nobody.
I'm sorry.
Me and Rockhold had a match, and I was a nobody, you know. So
yeah, that's
crazy.
just weird. Yeah.
I before I even started grappling, I had about 30,000 Instagram followers. So I think once
from modeling, from modeling,
from modeling and posting on social media, because I was determined. I was like, if I can get a following, then that means I'm worth more. You know, I mean, as superficial as that sounds, I mean, the numbers matter. If you have more attention on you, you're valued more. So I had about 30,000 when I started grappling. So already when I started posting jiu-jitsu, people were like, why does this guy have a following? Why is he hanging out with Gordon? Like, I had people very interested early on because of that. And, I think every grappler, everybody that's trying to do anything, like I say, like own their own business or anything like that. If you're independent, the social media is a great tool to use.
Did you leave those guys? What did you Danaher? What, say his last name?
Danaher, yeah.
Danaher. That's the bald guy. Like looks like he's from X-Men. Danaher Death Squad. Did you leave them because at some point you felt like you were the toughest guy in the room? Is that the breakup there? Is that just like the normal transition? Okay, I got what I needed from those guys. Now I'm going to move on to this group.
No, so essentially the whole DDS stays together. Like we're literally the whole team is still.
And how many people is? Oh shit! Bye. Damn. I was just saying wrestling strictly, hence pin. Oh, bug. I like what you said because it lets me say something completely crazy to him. So sorry. How many people are on that team? It's not a school, it's a team, whereas now you have a sort of a hybrid school team thing, right?
Yeah, exactly. So the whole DDS is comprised of Nikki Rod, Nikki Ryan, Gordon Ryan, Craig Jones, Ethan Krellestein, and Gary Tonin. And essentially the whole team stayed together. We just separated from Gordon and John. They're doing their own thing. And we did it really just because it's best for our future. The mentalities within the gym weren't compatible anymore. So again, the whole team stayed together. We just kind of eliminated something that, and now we're happy that we did. You know, our future is bright. Our training's fantastic, and we're getting better every day.
So I'm just going to interpret what I'm hearing. You reached some sort of ceiling there with the group, and you felt these guys who now are at the B team felt like they could grow more taking this path.
It wasn't not to necessarily grow more. We can grow this at the same rate. It was just more so we had a few distractions because of internal things that were on the team, and we just had to eliminate those distractions to keep on track of our success.
Okay, so it wasn't that all of a sudden you were beating everyone up in the gym and you're like, hey, I got to go somewhere where I can't beat someone up.
No, it was personal conflicts within the team that forced us to kind of separate and can do our own thing. And right now we're really happy and we're having fun, man. And like every day we go to practice, it's like we look forward to training. Like we're just hanging out with our friends, doing what we love. So it can't get better than this.
Well, congratulations. I love hearing that. Let me ask you something just really silly. This is just, I'm going to get destroyed for this. Who now gives you your belt? You're a purple belt?
Yeah, I'm a purple belt. I
How
think
do you get your brown belt if you left your teacher? Like, do you still go, like, would you still go back to Danaher and be like, hey, can I get my brown belt? Or hey, can I train with you for a month and get promoted? Like, how do you do that now? Did he give you your purple belt or did Jay give it to you?
Jay Regabudo gave me my purple belt
Okay.
on the podium of ADCC. So once I took second, he gave me a purple belt, and
Does
I
that
think
mean anything to you? Part of me thinks like you don't give a fuck because like you just want to do no gi.
yeah, no, it doesn't mean much to me. It's more like a trophy or anything. For
Okay.
me, the belts mean knowledge. How much do you know? Like I can like anybody like you can get a couple like 2 or 3 moves that you're great at and beat a lot of guys. But are you a well-rounded athlete? Do you have knowledge everywhere on the legs, on the back, and stuff like that? So I think we'll do something like after I win ADCC, we'll have Nikki Ryan. Maybe he'll give me like a stripe on my purple belt. Do something funny like that.
Oh, and Nicky Ryan's one of the instructors at your gym. Like
Yeah, Nick.
I saw him in the videos on Count Films. I
Yeah,
subscribed yesterday.
yeah. Count Films. We'll be producing our specific YouTube channel as well. It'll be B Team Jiu-Jitsu. That's soon to come.
Oh, so Count Films isn't yours. It's just some.
Yeah, Count Films is a friend that we helped grow his platform. We did a bunch of YouTube videos just to kind of get the word of B Team out and help build his brand as well. And
That was nice of you.
yeah, now we're ready. We're ready to start producing our own stuff, our own content. So we're gonna create a YouTube channel. We'll have weekly videos. We'll have weekly podcasts as well. So it's gonna be a lot of fun.
Did you watch the Daisy Fresh series?
Yeah, I watched a ton of it for sure.
Did you like it?
I do. These guys are interesting.
I would say that not that you've not that you asked my opinion, but if you talk to the guy at Count Films, like, and I don't do jujitsu. I mean, my kids do, but I watch Daisy Fresh with my kids, and they're young. They're 4 and 7, but they were fucking glued to it. As I went through those Count Films videos, it's really just jujitsu, and we need like more of you guys like talking. We need like you guys like walking down
Like
the
more
street.
vlogs, right?
Yeah, yeah, or like having a bottle cap shooting contest, or like talking about whose gi stinks more, or just like, fun, just hear funny stories like your toilet overflowed in the middle of the night. It would just be cool to hear just more talking. At least that's me. That's me.
No, I think you're right. That's why we're kind of branching off and doing our own thing because we'll have more control of the content, and that's what we're going for. We're trying to make like a reality show out of our vlogs. People want to see not only what we do but who we are.
Right.
So the more we can do that and build our brand that way, I think that's the way to go about it.
Yeah, like if you were standing in line at the DMV for an hour and a half, like the rest of us, I think people would just be dying laughing.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
It doesn't have to be like super deep or crazy, but stuff like that, I think people will be like, or to show you eating at Panda Express and you take all the rice out. All you eat is the fucking meat.
Yeah. Simple things. People love it.
You did say that was an awesome thing that you said on the Mark Bell podcast when you talked about counting calories or what you eat. And you said basically you know how much protein you want to get in every day, and then everything else kind of just follows around that. But you also said it's a job because you're trying to get so much protein.
Yeah, for sure. I'm a big boy. I'm 240 pounds. So I have to eat a lot of food to keep this mass and be sufficient when I'm training every day. So yeah, it's definitely a process to eat all the food throughout the day, but it's a job that's it has its reward. I'm in the heavyweight division, so I don't have to look like this to compete and do well. I just like being photogenic. I like looking good on camera. I feel like it draws more eyes towards me. When I'm shirtless and I'm shredded on camera, people are like, oh, like look at this guy. Like a lot of times people just think, oh, it's a good looking kid. He might just be that's it. Just a handsome dude. I was like, yeah, but I could rip your head off if I needed to. So I think that's more intriguing to people.
And I know you're young now, but in your 30s, it'll be everything because your inflammation will be down, your joints will feel better, and you'll move better. Being fat's stupid.
Yeah, honestly,
you actually said fat people. You actually said not fat people. Sorry, you actually said the heavyweight class is lazy, and I all the heavyweight athletes I've ever known, even the top of the food chain, best dudes in the world at shit, there's always a little bit of a component of laziness to them. Just because getting up and walking across the room is fucking hard.
Yeah, for sure. I do what I do for longevity. I'm trying to be around as long as I can and have as much fun as possible.
So you're at Home Depot, and does she work there, or she's was a customer? Like, and how do you talk to her? And are you afraid to talk to girls at this point in your life, or?
I don't really, honestly, I'm so good looking. I know it sounds bad, but I rarely have to talk to women. Like if we make eye contact for more than like 3 or 4 seconds, I got it. It's in the bag.
I don't even think. Don't take this wrong. I don't even know if it's just your looks, but there's something. There's something else.
They call it the it factor. That's what
It's
they.
even something else. It's something that. I had this girl on, Emily Abbott. She was a CrossFit athlete, super beautiful and redheaded chick, so fucking awesome, just a savage, right? And
Mhm.
she says once you get in touch with she didn't. I think she said once you get in touch like with your pussy and like mentally, like you can go to your pussy, like you can get drunk with that power. You're just oozing that, and like fucking dudes are
Oh,
my
it's called
interpretation, and they're
BDE. BDE is big dick energy. That's
yeah, big. Yeah. That's what you have. Yeah.
yeah.
You have big. Like you're like you're just oozing testosterone. Like if there was a way, like to like how they can put a black light on a towel and see how much semen there is. If there was
Just
like
fucking
something,
cover it.
if there was some light that they could put on you that showed your pheromones, you would just be giving off like this shit, like that makes girls like confused,
Word.
like leppy lepu, like girls would like float around you.
Yeah, for sure. I'm definitely I've always had I
Does your
get
dad have that? Sorry, go ahead.
yeah, no, for sure. I mean, I have I think I have an innate advantage when it comes to women. I never had, problem. Like I was never a guy to chase a girl. My and definitely my to get that from my dad. My dad's like a good looking, handsome guy, and he has that same energy. He's uber confident, and you could tell it's just maybe it's like a pheromone thing. Maybe just women catch like a scent, and they're like, that's a fucking man right there.
Yeah. I mean, in that documentary, it's just like, and I've shown it to a couple of women who've come over to my house. I'm like, what do you think about this dude? They're just fucking, I can tell they're just like seeing stars and shit. They're like,
That's
yeah,
great to
he's
hear.
cool. And they're not even like fight fans or jiu-jitsu fans. You know what I mean? I'm like, I knew it. Something's going on. And my friend Travis, the arm wrestler, had that too.
Yeah,
So fucking weird. Like if he got into a taxi with the woman, like it felt like they were going to mate. Like you just
yeah.
can't be in a closed area with a woman.
Yeah, for sure. That's some people are blessed, man.
So how do you was she a customer or an employee?
She was an employee, and man, I think the first like conversation we had, she just like asked for my Instagram, and that was kind of it. Just been talking from there.
The first time you kissed her, did you kiss her at work?
Uh, no. All right, so
That's
I
too
think
bad. That would be a great story. God,
so
I
the
kissed her under the hammers.
the first time I kissed her, it was in the gym parking lot. So not only were we working together, I guess we worked together and I saw her like my first day of work, didn't talk to her, but
Did
I
you
saw
know when you saw her? Were you like, oh, she's pretty? Like I'm gonna eventually talk to her.
yeah, for sure. I went to the gym that night to go lift, and like, mind you, like I just moved back home from college, and I saw her at the gym that night, and we chatted up. And I think the first time we kissed was like in the parking lot in the car,
So what was she doing at your gym?
just lifting some weights, doing some cardio and whatnot.
So she happened to work at home at the same place you worked and worked out at the same gym you work at?
Yes, it was meant to be.
Was she
Sure.
stock? I'm not buying it. I'm smelling some fucking
Yeah.
some shit here. So did she come? Who was at the gym first?
I think she was there first, and I pulled up and was killing a workout. And
Did you go there because you knew she was there? You're like, okay, I'm gonna find out where this girl works out. And
no, I just signed up to this gym because I was like it's the closest gym to my house. Like I got to get a workout in. My mind has never been on like getting chicks. I've always been like focused on myself, and I think that's why women have been like super attracted to me because I don't give them much attention. I mean, it sounds weird, but I feel like the less attention you give a girl, like the more they kind of want you. So I've always been very very self driven, and like you know, like I said, time is valuable. So I've always been focused on myself, and I think that's very attractive.
Yeah. What is she like? Is she like that?
Yeah, I mean, she's definitely a motivated kind of person. But she's loyal. I trust her. And that's really what I care about. Like, are you a good person? Are you fun? You know, like for me, I like, do you elevate my quality of life? Like, am I stressing because we have a fucking like okay relationship, or do I enjoy life when we're around each other more? So that's kind of what it's been about for me. I don't do anything in life that's like built gives me stress or anxiety, or like even gets my mind off track from what I have to do today or tomorrow. So she kind of fit that bill perfectly, and couldn't be happier.
And you're 7 years into the relationship?
Yeah, 6 or 7, something like that.
Do you see it? Do you know about the 7 year itch?
No, what's that?
That's just that there's this, whatever wives' tale that at 7 years, like that's the hump. You got to make it. The seventh year is the hardest year, and that's like the hump, and you got to get past that.
Oh, I mean, I don't know. I mean, I just take it day by day, to be honest. Like again, like if anything changed, if it was like, you know, she became this person that was like building stress in my life, or I had to take extra time out of my career to like, you know, help her like be happy in life and be, then that's not for me. You know, I just need another happy person to have fun with. Like that's all I'm looking for. I want to have as much fun in life as possible, and you know, she definitely helps me out with that.
Have you guys ever had a talk like, hey, I'm going to take this body and this mind and I'm going to take it to the highest level that it can possibly perform. I'm going to jump from the highest fucking rooftops and climb the tallest trees, and I can't have any friction. So like, if you suspect that I'm cheating on you, like, don't, because I'm not. Or like, hey, if you're mad at me because I didn't text you because I was gone for 3 days, don't, like, that's all your own shit. Like
Yeah, I think if I
especially
had,
at your age, it seems like relationships are so high maintenance because you guys are tethered by these phones.
yeah, I mean, I feel like it's kind of easy to like keep track of each other. I mean, we can FaceTime whenever we want, you know, if I'm like at the gym or whatever. So it's kind of, I don't know, it's easy for me. But I don't know, I really don't put too much thought into it. Like I just live life, and you know, if I'm stress free, I'm like, all right, I'm doing it right. And if I am stressed, I'm like, all right, why am I stressed? You know, what's causing this stress, and we gotta fix it from there.
And that was basically what happened then also with the Danaher Death Squad.
Yeah.
You taking it day by day. It was fucking amazing. You learned a lot of shit, and then someday you're like, this doesn't feel right. This isn't.
Yeah, yeah, that's exactly what happened. We had some, you know, there's some internal issues with, you know, a person amongst other guys in the team, and we just had to eliminate those internal issues. And man, we couldn't be happier. We're winning the battle, and we have a fantastic facility. We have people lining up outside the door to come train with us. It's like, you know,
Dude, it's sardines in there. It's
yeah,
fucking sardines in
yeah.
there.
We have open mats on Sundays sometimes, and we cap it at like 100 people, and we have to turn away like another 100 people because there's a line around the corner. Like
Hey,
it's
is it
absolutely
dripping
insane.
from the ceilings in there? Because that's a lot of body heat coming off of people, right?
Yeah, no,
Like
we
if
have.
it's 60 degrees in there and those dudes pile in and start moving, it goes like to 80, right?
Yeah, no, it gets hot in there, but we're pretty well ventilated. We'll open the back door and let some air in, and you know, we like it hot when we're, you know, training and stuff. So it's not bad at all. It was like in Hensel Gracie in the basement. Um, it would get like foggy in there, like halfway through practice. It'd be like a mist around us, you know. So definitely, it's tough to breathe in there when you're going at it.
Does anyone in the jiu-jitsu community roll with masks on, like during all that mask shit?
I mean, I hope not. I wouldn't be too safe.
Yeah, it's in when shit was getting crazy here in California, it's still fucking morons everywhere. That was one place that didn't change.
The jujitsu.
Yeah, the jiu-jitsu.
Yeah, yeah.
Like it was God, thank God for that shit. My kids could still go there and just.
Yeah, I don't know if you ever suffocated somebody, but it consists of covering the nose and mouth. I mean, you can't work out that hard if you're covering the nose and mouth. Even being on the planes, it's like I'm not a fan of wearing a mask. You know, I'm just not really for me.
Especially because you're so good looking too, that you can't be. And you're not
No.
gonna be good looking forever. You can get old and wrinkly and shit.
Exactly. I get a lot of free shit because of my looks. Maybe get some extra French fries or free movie tickets. So can't have that without a mask.
So you're this kid. You're living in Jersey. You're one of four. And do you from your earliest memories, do you like moving around? And how do you, what was kindergarten, first, second grade? When do you start getting into like sports?
I started sports. We moved to Jersey from Philadelphia when I was like maybe 6 years old. I played a bunch of sports like in elementary school. I tried like baseball and soccer and shit like that. But I found wrestling maybe was out when I was about 12 years old. And man, I remember my first wrestling practice. They were showing us like headlocks, and it was like the hardest day of my life. And I was like just instantly addicted to it.
And 12 years old, they wrestle. Didn't you wrestle with your brothers and shit before then?
Yeah,
And your
yeah,
sister?
for sure. We played around and stuff, but as far as like being serious and being extremely competitive inside of a practice, it was wrestling practice, and I was blown away by how hard it was, how fast paced it was, and just like me being absolutely exhausted after practice was very satisfying to me. So I always chase that. Like I was always the guy to push hardest and really leave it all out there. That was my thing.
It's crazy that you knew that at 12. Do you know at 12 years old, Nikki, I was like, when we would do the presidential fitness exam, you had to run 4 laps. And what I would do is I would run slow so that the kids would lap me
Oh wow.
so that I could come in and cheat.
Yeah, no, it was always a race for me, for sure. Everything was a competition. If we were doing sit ups, I had to do the most. If we're doing a race, I had to win. It was a constant competition, and it would fucking hurt. Like if I would lose anything, it would be physically painful.
Uh, Physically or like emotionally?
I mean, if definitely emotionally, but I feel like I would feel like my body was like I was just so let down. It would hurt me, if I ever lost.
Man. And do you know where that comes from?
No, I don't mean I don't know where it comes
Your
from.
dad wouldn't be like, "Hey, you're a bitch. Get back in there and win."
No, my parents were always like, listen, just do what you want. Like they never pushed me to do athletic things, but they gave me the option. Yeah, like we'll drive you to practice if you want to try. So I would come to them with things I want to try. They help me get there and support me, and yeah, it was definitely just an internal thing that I had. Like I think from an early age I was like, I need to learn how to beat everybody up. That's why wrestling was really attractive to me.
In the ninth grade, I was started wrestling at the high school. It wasn't with the high school; it was a city program at the high school, and
Mm.
then a few months later, the high school season would have started. And in the city program, it was pretty cool because I was little, so I wrestled all sorts of young kids, and it was just
Mhm.
awesome. I could just beat them all up. It was like fucking nothing.
Yeah.
And then the high school season started, and then there were fucking dudes 5 years older than me who were smaller than me and just beating the shit out of me. And like after the first practice or two practices, I started getting like headaches just from like just normal headaches from just getting beat up, and
Mhm.
I quit.
Yeah, yeah. It's
I
not.
fucking quit.
It's a tough lifestyle. It's not for everybody. Yeah, everybody's got to find their niche. Got to find what's perfect for them.
I wonder why you wanted to beat everyone up. Like, did you see a movie? Like, did you see like Enter the Dragon with Bruce Lee, or did you see something and you're like, hey, I need to be on the top of that mountain?
Could be. I mean, I was always a fan of what's the ape movie where there's like Caesar takes over the world.
Planet of the Apes.
Planet of the Apes, but like the original one, like the 1998 version or whatever. I remember I watched that movie like a ton, and it was pretty aggressive in the sense that the chimps are trying to win, trying to take over the world. I don't know, maybe that had some uh guided some imbalance in me that wanted to build aggression or whatever.
Yeah, and then it's fascinating that not only you were like that, but you found such an amazing outlet for it.
Yeah, yeah. It was like the effort. Like I really enjoyed putting out as much effort as I can. Like when I would go to practice, I would try to learn, but I would try as hard as I could. And I felt like the more tired I got, the better I got. Which isn't like know, looking back at it isn't like the best way to go about it because knowledge really is power. But yeah, for me, it was just like I just wanted to exert as much energy as I could, and it just felt fantastic every time.
Yeah, you found your drug. My kid's tennis coach said that the curse of kids is at the age of 12, and I said why, and he said because at the age of 12, a boy starts wanting to win, and the second you put winning over learning, you're fucked. And tennis is crazy hard, super steep learning curve, right? Like
Yeah.
my kid started when he's 4, and when he's 12, he still won't be a master at it. And it sounds like you have figured out how to marry those two to still want to win but not be afraid to lose.
Yeah, I mean, no, I'm pretty scared to lose for sure. I love winning, right? I don't know. I guess there's a transition where. Oh, hey, how you doing?
Danielle, you didn't get the dress code? The fuck are you doing?
What do you mean? I just took my dog on a walk, and then I get this freaking text. Oh, Danielle, the show's today.
Nikki, this is Danielle Brandon.
All right, nice to meet you, Danielle.
Hello, nice to meet you.
She took 10th. You took 10th at the CrossFit Games this year.
Yes.
Yeah.
Was that at Round Rock?
No, that was at Rogue, which I did as well.
Okay, very nice. That's a tough sport, man. I'm a big fan of CrossFit. I'm a fan of you guys are one of the sports where you guys look like superior athletes and you can move like them too.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah. Yeah.
So I had I was making fun of Danielle, well, on accident, kind of on accident, on the podcast the other day, and I took some cheap shots at her, and I did that to provoke her to come on because the last 2 times we were supposed to have podcasts, she left me hanging. She didn't show up, so I had to first I had to make fun of her and taunt her, and then I had to send her a picture of you, Nikki, and show you that you were going to be on the show.
Oh,
and then bam, here she is.
True.
All right,
you're the real reason I'm here, Nikki.
That's good to hear. That's no problem.
So Nick, it's interesting that Nikki was just saying about how he likes to push as hard as he can and leave everything on the table. And just and he did that in 12 years old in wrestling. And then he also said he's a fan of CrossFit. And then now I get it, right? I mean, that's what CrossFit is. It's like you're trying to go you're trying to push yourself as hard as you can, but the wheels can't fall off the bus until you cross the finish line. It's a delicate balance.
It is.
Have you done jiu-jitsu, Danielle?
I actually have in high school. I did judo, I think, but it was that's different. That was just on the ground. So
have you done jiu-jitsu, Nikki? I mean, have you done judo, Nikki?
I mean, I've trained some judo type throws. I mean, in nogi judo is pretty much Greco-Roman wrestling. It's like upper body throws and whatnot. Yeah, I mean, I've done a bunch of that just trying to get better and learn. But I'm not a gi kind of guy. I don't like I'm as little clothes as possible. It's my style.
He's Danielle. He rolled out of bed, went to his bathroom, and we started the podcast.
That's how it
Are
goes.
you sitting on the toilet right now?
No, I got a nice red stool under me.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Danielle, what are you up to? So you thought this podcast was next week?
Yeah, I thought it was next week. But my dog wakes me up at 6:30, 7 a.m. every day. So I went and took him on a walk.
What kind of dog you got?
A mini schnauzer. Actually, he's a
Okay.
standard. He's not a mini. He's a standard.
Very nice. I have a French bulldog. He's a bit of a handful.
Oh, yeah. Mine is crazy.
So you are going to have kids, Nikki. That's the precursor, a dog.
I mean, I really just had a dog. So I wanted a friend. So, yeah, we just hang out every day, cruising.
Danielle, are you in Vegas?
I am.
And you're staying there? You're going to keep training there?
Yeah, at least for another couple of years, probably. I don't see myself living here forever, but.
And this Rogue event was in Austin.
Yeah.
And I didn't even make that connection. And that's where Nikki moved. You just moved there 2 months ago, Nikki?
Oh, really?
Yeah. I'm living in Austin 2-3 months. Love it out here.
Oh, wow. Is there a good training group out there?
Yeah. My whole team just kind of moved to Austin, opened up a gym, and we're loving it out here. Great food, great people.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So you live in Vegas, right? Have you been to Chippendales?
Been where?
To Chippendales?
No,
No. Okay.
haven't yet.
Okay.
Nikki, were you a Chippendale dancer?
I was almost. So
Oh, like there is a CrossFitter that was a Chippendale. I'm blanking on his name. He trains in Nashville.
Okay. I went to like an interview there, and I passed the interview. They offered me a job. This was like I must have been 19 or 20 years old, maybe 21 actually. 21, yeah. Yeah.
Why didn't you take it?
Yes.
Well, because they were offering me like $60K a year, standard, and then I could make like another 60 in tips, or like I don't know, whatever they consider it. But yeah, it just wasn't that much money to like move across country. So it was just yeah.
Tell me about the audition for that, the job interview for that.
Yeah, so they fly me out. I stay at I think the Rio, and pretty much the interview consists. I had to go watch the show, which I'm like, all right, I'm fucking watching these guys shake their ass, and it just wasn't for me. And then I go do the interview, and I just have to dance in front of them with some music in the background. And yeah, I mean, apparently I passed the test, but just wasn't my kind of lifestyle.
So you can dance.
I mean, I'm a jack of all trades, some would say.
Oh my gosh, really?
Dude, Nikki, you got to get that video, dude, and put that on your Instagram.
Yeah, they might have a recording of it, actually. Maybe.
That's hilarious.
Danielle, can you dance?
I like to think I can.
Yeah, I heard you could dance like a motherfucker. I heard at the CrossFit Games after party, you were on some fucking balcony in this crazy dress dancing. I heard it was just like a friend of mine, I will not disclose his name, said it was like breathtaking. He said like you couldn't even look at her, you'd take your breath away. Is that true? Were you on some balcony or something?
I was.
Yeah, that's awesome. Wow. Well, I love it. You've been on the show for 3 minutes, and you already got Nikki telling us about it. We were talking about his job at Home Depot, and you already got the Chippendale story out of it.
and I'm exposed.
Nikki, I like how casual you are about that in everything you say. Everything's just so nonchalant. Yeah, I just needed to make sure that if I walk into a room, I look around and I know that I can beat everyone up in the room. Yeah, I applied to be a Chippendale dancer. Yeah, I mean everything's just so.
Sounds kind of rough. You're saying it back to me. Sounds kind of rough.
No, it's but and don't watch any of your podcasts. Don't go back and watch it. But you say it, and there's no WWE in what you say. There's no bravado. There's no arrogance. It's just like, yeah, that's my Ferrari parked over there. It just is.
Try to keep it real with y'all.
Yeah, just matter of fact.
You have a Ferrari? Or was that a joke?
Danielle.
No, I wish I did. Maybe someday. I'm a little too big to fit in a Ferrari, to be honest.
How big are you?
I'm 6'3", but I'm a little wide. I've been in like a Lambo before and kind of tight.
Oh wow. Oh yeah, you're big. 6'3"? Wow.
Yeah. How about you? You got some height on you, right?
Like 5'7".
Okay. Oh, you're okay. I thought you were way taller. I was scrolling through your Instagram. You look like a 6 foot.
I know. I look really lanky on there.
Yeah.
I leveraged you too, Danielle, after he was going to be on and he had said, and I had seen him. So basically what happened is I knew who he was, and then he went and worked out with Jason Khalipa. And then and then someone showed me a video of him and Jason working out. And like, even before the video's over, I'm like quickly DMing him. I'm like, oh, hey, will you come on my podcast? So I don't know, a day later he responds. And then I'm like, what can I do to make sure this fucking guy comes on? And I go, oh, I'll just play him and Danielle against each other. I'll send him Danielle's profile and be like, oh, she might join us because he likes CrossFit. And then I'll send Danielle Nikki's documentary and lure Danielle on. I was like, fuck, this is fucking brilliant, Sevan.
You're a genius.
Man with a plan right there.
Do you ever go to Vegas, Nikki?
I mean, I've been there for my 21st birthday. I've been there for the Chippendales interview, and maybe one other time. It's fun, but I never I I'm not like a club kind of guy. I just go there and gamble a little bit.
What about working out with Danielle and everything you do? She's just fucking crushing you at. Is that are you cool with that? Some guy who's like just top of the food chain, and then you go there and she runs faster than you, she lifts more than you, she just everything, she's just mopping you up. Are you good with that?
Yeah, I mean, it's a learning process. You know, I definitely I'm down to learn some stuff. I'm sure it'd be some good content.
It would be amazing content.
Yeah, that would be good. That'd be cool.
It would be amazing content. Although Jason said you were a good CrossFitter.
Oh, me?
Yeah.
I mean, I just try hard. I wouldn't say good. I mean, I probably can't put up those numbers, but I put out some effort for sure.
Do you have any interest in going to the CrossFit Games? I mean, as a spectator?
Yeah, I'd love to watch. I was trying to go to the one in the event in Round Rock, but I just got caught up in my academy. But I would like to make it out.
Danielle, what did you get? Were people saying that I was bad mouthing you in your DMs? What happened?
Hell yeah, they were like, Sevan talking shit. Every time I wear a little cute crop top, they say that Sevan's gonna come at you and attack you. Every time. They're like, bet Sevan wouldn't approve of this.
Oh, that's awesome. I fucking love it. I love it.
Yeah. I got so many screen recordings of you talking shit on that last podcast.
You know what's funny too? As I can't remember exactly what I was comparing it to, but I called Nikki, I called Danielle Garnish.
A garnish?
Yeah. I mean, she's the 10th fittest woman in the world. I mean, it's fucking nuts. Her accomplishments, it's fucking ridiculous to say anything negative about her. She's otherworldly, and how she's done it. And she was a fucking collegiate athlete, and she was a pole vaulter, and there's no, and she's been on the podcast a couple of times, and there's no, it's all hard work on her part. There's nothing in fucking life has been given to her. She's a fucking special human being. It's fucking crazy. So, but I basically made a joke about her saying she had no chance of winning the CrossFit Games, and she was just fucking garnished, meaning just like one of the people there just to part of the show.
Okay.
Like the guy at Cirque du Soleil who rides the unicycle, but he doesn't got the star roll. And as it's coming out of my mouth, I'm like, oh, I'm fucked. I'm fucked. I probably shouldn't have said that.
Danielle, what do you think's the hardest aspect of CrossFit?
There's just so many things you have to be good at once.
Like the variety of you have
to be good while you're trying to get better at running and conditioning and gymnastics. You also have to be getting stronger and able to lift heavy while also run very fast. You have to be able to train both of those things, and hopefully at the end of the season come to a peak where you're really good at both. But a lot of people, I mean, just genetically, it's very hard to get stronger and faster at the same time.
Because you guys are like the most well-rounded athletes, right? You have great strength, you have great cardio, you have great balance, like especially with your handstands and stuff. That's impressive.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
That guy Adam Klink, what did he do? He did something crazy.
The 500 or 600 pound back squat.
And then the guy did a 500-pound back squat and then ran a mile, all within 5 minutes, right?
Yeah, sub 5.
Yeah.
Sub 5 minute mile. And then 100 pull-ups or something?
I don't know about that, but I just remember that him doing that and being like, holy shit. When he said that, what's the hardest thing about CrossFit? I started thinking like more bigger picture. I wonder because there's times both of you want to quit, right?
No,
like during a training session? Or?
No, but during a competition, do you ever want to quit, Danielle? Like you're 30 minutes into a fucking workout or 20 minutes at the CrossFit Games, you're doing Murph or something?
No, I never want to quit.
Fuck yeah, I like her.
I never want to quit. I'm never like, dang, I just want to stop. I'm like, this is shitty.
It's probably hard because you have guys, you have competition next to you. You're like, you gotta beat them. I don't think when you're competing, you're worried about quitting. You're more so worried about like what's next. I think if you have faults of like, am I tired or do I want to quit? It's like kind of losing the battle already.
Yeah. Like if you're like, oh, I want to quit, like, fuck, you must be hurting bad.
Yeah.
there was early on in the CrossFit world, there was an athlete, a pretty famous athlete within the CrossFit world named Chris Spieler, and he was a collegiate wrestler. And one of the things he described, he said he liked CrossFit so much was no one's trying to stop you.
Yeah.
And that is different, right? Because in Nikki's sport, like that's all that there is. There's just another dude trying to stop you the whole time from trying to do your shit. And with your sport, Danielle, it's just you against you.
Yeah.
Danielle,
can't blame anyone else.
Right.
What's so attractive about CrossFit? Like, is it the independence of it?
What's so attractive about it?
Yeah, like what really drew you in? You're like, this is what I want to do.
Probably, well, so when I did sports like gymnastics, pole vaulting, and swimming and diving, I would say I picked up on them like pretty quickly. Like there was, of course, frustrations within the sport and learning new skills and stuff. But with CrossFit, I wasn't great at everything right away. So I think that was really motivating. Like I was just like, dang, I want to be good at everything, and it's really hard. And nobody just starts CrossFit and is good at every aspect. So
and in the same way, fucking schmucks like me who were getting picked after girls in high school sports, they can go to CrossFit and find something that they are good at. So like I was a fucking horrible athlete, but I could go to a CrossFit gym and there was some shit like, holy shit, I could beat everyone in here. This is weird. Because there's so much shit.
Yeah.
Right? Like you were saying, like Jason taught you the bar muscle up, right, Nikki?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like, so for me, that shit came just naturally. Like no one had to teach me that. It was like,
no, that was the hardest thing I've done in a long time.
Plus, though, you learn that in one session. Some CrossFitters that takes 5 years and they still never get it. And you did it in a day.
It actually destroyed my hands. Like putting the chalk in the hands and then trying some muscle ups. It was like my grips were gone.
Yeah, that's a son of a bitch. And another thing that's when you were asking Danielle what attracted her to CrossFit, Danielle may have used sports differently than you did. Like as I recall, Danielle used sports as a way to change her life in totality. Like she had to be good at sports in order to make her life better. She was looking for a way out. She was looking for a change in reality. Like she had hardships as a child, like, okay, fuck, I better be good at this and plow my way. Whereas yours was, you wanted to be top of the food chain. You're like, hey, I need to, like from a young age, you knew you wanted to beat every dude up who's or you wanted to make sure that when you looked around the room, you felt best when you knew you could beat everyone up in the room. Right?
Yeah, I think it's a security
That's primal.
Yeah.
Dude, he said some crazy primal shit in the show.
Holy shit.
Yeah,
I wanted to start just eating a raw drumstick in the middle of the show now.
Yeah, I think skills like that just gave me a sense of security and a little bit more confidence, just everyday life.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's nuts.
Yeah.
When do you compete next, Nikki?
I'm healing up from a little banged up, so I got a month or two, couple months for I can compete.
Is that what? So there's stuff you would want to do, but you're just not 100%.
Yeah, I mean, I'm like 50%. I'm training hard, training every day, but I'm not like can't do everything yet.
Wait, you're 50%? Is that what you said?
That's low.
Well, yeah. No, I mean, okay, so 50% for me is like when I'm competing, I'm never going 100%, right? Because if you have to sprint, if you have to go 100%, it's because you're losing. So like in a match, it's more jiu-jitsu is more of a marathon, right? Because matches can go 15, 20, 30 minutes. So it's how long can you keep, your pace. Like my pace, I usually keep 50, 60% for, in practice, it's for 2 hours. So like if I have to sprint again, like I was saying, like you're kind of falling behind. So 50% for me, I can beat everybody at 50% pretty fairly.
Wow. And when do you compete next, Danielle?
Maybe Wadapalooza.
Why maybe?
I'm a little injured. So I was supposed to go to Dubai, but it was just too soon because I was pretty injured at Rogue. And then we just like, I started competing and we were like, should I pull out? Should I pull out? And then I was like, nah, it's too much fun. I was having too much fun competing.
Now
So
you know what it's
then-
like to be a guy. You just summed up a man's life right there. Should I pull out? Should I pull out? Nah, it's just too much fun.
Exactly. And was going to go to Dubai, but then pulled out of that. And then I really would like to compete at Wadapalooza.
Is it
But-
serious? What's going on?
My back, I don't know. I'm seeing a doctor on Monday in hopes to maybe get an MRI.
How's your headspace around it? You feel good about it, or you're just fucking like a bull trapped in the corral?
It's just frustrating because it was Rogue. I was able to see a really good PT who kind of like yanked on me literally and then kind of fixed it, but then it just shifted to the other side. So then it was getting better though after Rogue. It was better. And then literally just yesterday I was deadlifting, which pulling hasn't really been hurting. And then I just fucking can't even like bend over without looking like an idiot. So
did you seize up in the gym? Like, did you feel it go out and you're like, oh, fuck.
Yeah. Like it literally felt like my spine was separating from my hips. Like it's just frustrating because I've been getting so much better in my condition, like with conditioning and skills and stuff. And then to kind of get set back with strength again is frustrating. Yeah, not that it's something I need, but.
What do you mean it's not something you need?
Like strength, I don't think I need like a long time on like a strength. How do I put this? I don't need as long to build strength as like other things.
Right.
Like I took a lot of time off. I hadn't snatched since the games, and then snatching at Rogue, that snatch event, the last event, that was the first time I touched a snatch since the games.
Wow.
Then,
holy shit. Wow.
Yeah. And then like a week ago, I was able to hit like 185, 190 consistently, just like out of the blue. And I was like, I haven't even been snatching. So I was like, it must not be too bad taking time off of strength.
Yeah, that's crazy. Nikki, in that video with you and Jason, speaking of snatching, how much does he weigh? Does he weigh like when you were rolling with him, 205?
Maybe. I don't know.
Khalifa, what do you think he weighs?
No, he's got to be like 220.
Is he okay?
He's pretty dense, big boy. He's not as tall, but he's pretty wide.
It's great. So I saw that video. I immediately texted him. I'm like, holy shit, you rolled with Nicky Rod. And he goes, yeah. He said it was super cool. And then last night I was watching, or a couple nights ago, I was watching a video game. You literally, when you're like, is it side control or side guard? You're basically moving him around like he's a baby.
Thank you.
I mean, does it feel easy or do you just make it look easy? I mean, you literally have your arm around, like literally like a baby. It's like you're just like, you just slide him around effortlessly.
Yeah.
And I'm like, holy fuck, that's Jason Khalipa.
Yeah. It's knowledge is power, man. And I know quite a bit more than him on the grappling mat. So I'm just going to have my way. Like he's strong. He's fast. He's athletic. I mean, just like it'd be the same comparison if I hopped on a, CrossFit stage against him. It'd be be rough.
There's this thing that there's something you say about when you're doing jiu-jitsu matches that you just when you're in there, you're trying to break their arms and break their legs, like in the submissions. Is that really true? Like, isn't there some part of you that just when you get someone in an arm bar that like, hey, you should start lightening up a little bit?
No. When I go to competition, my goal is to break my opponent physically, and then usually their mind breaks first, and then their body.
So if you have someone in an arm bar, you're literally thrusting your hips up and trying to like snap their elbow, and then they tap and you stop before it happens.
Well, I mean, usually it breaks before they tap.
Has someone's arm broken in your hand?
Oh yeah, I just posted a video of a guy Kamoring him and just broke his shoulder. I broke in 2 shoulders, 3 arms, and 2 legs. My first time I heel hooked somebody, I actually blew his knee out. He was like carried out in like a wheelchair. It's pretty rough.
Do you ever feel bad?
I used to think I would feel bad, but they're trying to do that to me. So like if you have somebody trying to break your arm, you're like, I'm gonna break his shit first. So yeah, it's the name of the
Wow.
game.
Damn.
So you don't even as you get close to it, something inside of you doesn't say to stop.
I'm trying to kill my opponent.
Right.
He's prime.
The thing is, right, if you let up, like I'm breaking a guy's arm and they're like, you feel like they're gonna tap and they fake tap and then they just scramble and they get away. It's like that stuff happens. They fake like they're gonna tap, they stop, you loosen up and then they pull it out. And it's like you can't have that. They know what they're signing up for, just like I know what I'm signing up for. If a guy gets in on my legs or gets in a submission, he's gonna try to break me. So,
Dang.
There's this guy, Danielle, his name is Gordon Ryan, and he's considered the best guy ever. And when Nikki had only been doing jiu-jitsu for 8 weeks, he started training with this guy, which is just weird and unheard of. It needs to be a whole podcast going through the minutia of how those first 8 weeks. But when you first get in there with him, you would think that even the greatest black belts in the world would show deference to him, but something about you makes me think you showed no deference.
Yeah, I mean, I just
you just went at him and just took his back.
I did take his back for first practice for sure. I had a really innate ability to get to people's back just because of wrestling. And again, like I have you take a guy like Gordon Ryan and he's forced to pull guard on me because he doesn't want to wrestle. He can't stand with me on the feet because he's intimidated or he just understands that I'm levels above him in the wrestling department. So you're forcing him to pull guard and he has to play off his back. Then that's a defensive position to start with.
But did you take it easy on him at first, like out of respect? Like when you go in there, you're like, hey, this guy's the best in the world. I'm just gonna feel him out, or is it just like two rocks just come at each other?
Yeah, no, we just go to war every day.
It's amazing to me because you know what I'm talking about, right? Like if you
my goal every time I go to practice is to be the best guy in the room. And if there's a guy better than me, we got to make sure we take him out.
And even on day one, there's never like a feeling out period or anything. It's just like, hi, Gordon, I'm Nikki, let's go. And then bam, the two rocks just collide.
The first day we practice, right? Like how long are our practice rounds? Usually 5 minutes. The first time we shook hands and trained together, we went for 30 minutes straight. No break. Just 30 minutes grappling straight. And then and just start doing that every day.
Wow. So you don't even know the dude. Isn't that amazing that two dudes, were you shirtless when you did that? Or rash guard?
No, I was shirtless.
Shirtless.
Yeah.
Was he shirtless?
No. I think I started the shirtless trend in jiu-jitsu. People kind of like it. I don't know, it gets more views on Instagram, so pop the top when I can.
Fuck yeah. Everyone wants to see a beautiful human body move around.
Appreciate that.
Yeah, that's 90% of CrossFit. So you just walk into this room, you've never met the dude, you never FaceTimed him before, you obviously have seen his videos, and they're like, okay, you want to roll with Gordon? And you're like, yeah. And then Danaher puts you two together and that's it. You guys just two dudes just start tangling, like just fighting spiders.
So he knew I was a wrestler, so we shook hands, we wrestled, I put him down a couple times, and
is everyone in the room watching, or does everyone try to act cool and not watch?
If we're training, the whole room pretty much stops and just watches us. So we're training, and like it's usually supposed to be like 5 or 10 minute rounds. And
that's like when Danielle was dancing at the games, by the way. Everyone just stopped and watched.
Yeah.
Anyway, go on.
Yeah, so we're training, and pretty much I feel like in jiu-jitsu and grappling or in wrestling, like how you really get to find out who somebody is by training with them. Like, do they give up when they're tired? Do they keep going? How long can you keep that that cognitive thinking when you're exhausted? So I feel like more than words, your body language when you're grappling is how you really get to find out who somebody is.
Wow. And are there things that dudes do out of desperation when you're competing with them that like give you signs like, oh shit, I must be really winning. He's got his fingers in my ribs now. And that's not a normal thing.
It'll be body language. Like I'll see a guy breathing through his mouth. I look him in his eyes and he, you can see a little bit of doubt in there, or you see him look at the clock. You're like, you want it to be over. So yeah, there's a few telltale signs. I'll listen to the breathing. I see you the way their eyes look, if they're peeking at the clock, if they're on bottom, they're just trying to stand up and get away. And I just keep holding them down. Like, it gives you a kind of understanding where you are in the round.
There was something you said in there about in one of the podcasts that basically being underneath a 240-pound man who's sweating is literally like drowning.
It's like drowning. Yeah. I spent a lot of my like the first 2 years of grappling.
Danielle's like, sign me up. I would love to be underneath a 240-pound sweating woman.
Yeah.
Put me down. Oh my god.
Yeah, it's tough being stuck onto somebody because like all you want to do is stand up and get away, and you just can't. You're laying on your back, you have this guy on top of you, and you're forced to make adjustments, and you're forced to learn mid-match, and it makes you tough. If you've never been held down before, and you're being held down, you just have no option. It's a few mental adjustments that you have to make, and things that you have to work through, and then like to drive to practice again the next day and fucking do it all over again. It's it's rough, but it's good. I'm a lot better now. So
Danielle, you should take up this sport.
I know.
Come roll in Austin, girl. Whenever you're in Texas, come swing by.
When I think of you as, I don't know why I think of you as probably one of the tougher CrossFit Games athletes. Like, you're made for this shit, Danielle.
That sounds fun.
Have you ever pole vaulted, Nikki?
Yeah, I did. I did it in high school. I think I got like 11 foot, but I only did it like I did it for like a day or a week or two. More in practice, never in competition though.
Danielle was a scholarship athlete at in Sacramento, California, as a pole vaulter, and she actually qualified for some of the highest level CrossFit events while she was in college, but didn't go because she had to honor her scholarship to.
That's one of the more scary things on the track and field, the pole vault, because you're so high and you see people get fucked up pole vaulting.
Oh yeah, I've seen people like break their femurs, flip over the mat. A lot of concussion.
What's your highest pole vault?
About 14.
Yeah, wow, that's up there.
You have the record at the college, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool. And you had the record, and then you broke your own record, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's dope. You guys are fucking amazing.
Yeah, it's fun.
I have to go take my kid to San Jose, California, to his fourth jiu-jitsu tournament.
Oh, really?
Yeah, this morning.
Oh, that's sick. What?
I can't believe I'm staring at both of you. I wanted to just see both of you on the same show. I think the world of both of you. I think that it's really important that there's human beings like you guys on the planet that show what the rest of humanity, what men and women can really do, what they look like, how you can be a cool person and still just pursue at the highest level. So I appreciate your guys' time a shitload. Danielle, I don't believe in God, but I'm going to pray that you have a speedy recovery. And I really mean that. I want the best for you. I love you to death. I think you're awesome.
Oh, thank you.
Thanks for letting me pick on you from social media. And bye, Nikki.
He said, I'm out. This God talk? No.
I was so excited to have both you guys on and see both you guys on the same show.
Me too. That was fun. I'm glad I hopped on.
There he is. I like this term man child. I think it's just, when I think of Nicky Rod, I think he's a man child. He's just like, he's a boy who turned into a man, and it's just the most amazing. And I was like, oh, and Danielle Brandon's a woman child. She's like this, a little girl who's just turned into a super woman.
Oh, I love it.
So thanks for your time, you guys. And we should do it again sometime.
Of course.
Sounds good, man. Thank you.
All right.